So as this bell sounds, we move into the first round of the tournament, and this is the first match in the one-night elimination tournament to crown the Universal Wrestling Federation champion. Remember, winners move, winners wrestle again. Right, Jim Ross?
That's right, Paul. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us here tonight on Channel 39 Gold. And you know, Paul, one thing is interesting very conspicuous in her absence is Lady Maxine. She is not at ringside, and apparently she has heeded the warning of Dark Journey, and Maxine is nowhere to be found because Dark Journey made it very emphatic that she was going to be wherever Maxine was.
Well, I can say that it improves the scenery a little.
It certainly does, and I'll be talking with Dark Journey later in the Universal Wrestling Federation program.
All right, and up in the ring it's Jack Victory, who has bounced in the atomic drop and right on a well-aimed blow there, right in the coccyx bone, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a tender spot. When you land on that, it's like landing on a 2x4. Victory accepting part of the count, and Brett waiting. And Sawyer is one of the most proficient drop kickers. Of course, he's a dark horse in this tournament. Victory, not quite so much of a dark horse. Victory is a tough customer and has proven his worth. And while Brett Sawyer lacks weight, he does not lack the guts that goes with winning when people think that you can't.
It's certainly, that's a true statement if I've ever heard it. Brett Sawyer's got that Sawyer fighting heart. Jack Victory's really come into his own, and not to discount his ability as he goes for a lateral press. He has been associated with the Sheep Herders and, of course, Lady Maxine, and their situation with Dark Journey is something that, as I said, I'll be talking with Dark Journey later in the hour. We're very excited about the great Universal Wrestling Federation program coming up in just a few moments here on Channel 39, so please stay with us. And we're going to be talking a lot about the big event coming on Friday the 13th of June. What a wrestling card, a summer spectacular if there ever was one.
Summer spectacular, and you're going to hear a lot about that. We said tonight's card would be big, and the people are pouring into the Coliseum here, this being the first event of the night, but they are really getting up into the nooks and the crannies, and they are letting their feelings be known.
Well, they're filling this tremendous facility, and they were very enthusiastic. I know when I got here early this evening, the crowd was very enthusiastic. The people waiting in the lobbies for the doors to open. They anticipated a tremendous night of excitement. Of course, that's what they're going to get, and everybody was also talking because they saw the program about Friday the 13th. What a card that's going to be.
Yes, and when you mention Friday the 13th and say that the rock and roll will return, I think that that is one segment of our fans who are going to be exceptionally happy.
I had a long phone conversation this week with Ricky Morton from Charlotte, and I'll tell you, it's like a young child at Christmas time. He and Robert Gibson are so excited about coming back to Houston and seeing the greatest fans in the world because the fans of Houston really accepted rock and roll as their own, and they're looking forward to coming home.
There are a bunch of signs on the wall in the rear of the building saying, where is the rock and roll? When are they coming back? And now we've told them.
Oh!
And a bad miss, a hard miss for Brett Sawyer. We said he goes up high. He went up high, but he also came down just as far. And a hard landing without hitting anything is difficult to take. Victory taking over.
He certainly is, and Sawyer is a master of the high-risk maneuvers. When they connect, they're awesome. But when they misfire, it's devastating, as we're seeing Jack Victory take over now on Brett Wayne Sawyer. This is the very first match of the tournament.
The first match in the tournament, and this is the kind of a pace that it's going to be. Here in the Sam Houston Coliseum, with the Universal Wrestling Federation and Houston Wrestling combining, you see the world's best wrestling action. On top, Victory, he was cross the upper part of the body, but he forgot that Brett Sawyer had a lower part.
He certainly did, and the World's Championship from the American Wrestling Association, the AWA, will be decided on Friday the 13th. A native Texan, Stan Hansen, going against the legendary Nick Bockwinkel, and Bockwinkel's been the champion there on 3 different occasions. He's gunning for this rematch right here in Houston on the 13th.
Yes, it will be the AWA World's Heavyweight Champion. It will be the NWA United States Champion, Magnum TA, who will be battling here, and the man who wins the belt tonight here at the conclusion of this tournament will also defend it on the 13th of June.
And I think it's the first time and that I can ever remember that the UWF, the National Wrestling, and the AWA have all combined on one card.
Right.
And there's only one promoter, folks, I'll tell you, he's sitting right beside me that can put that together. Of course, we're talking about Paul Bosch.
And Brett Sawyer is the man up in the ring on whom this depends, and he gets a body slam for his effort, and he still had enough to move out of the way. Oh, beautiful.
What a drop kick.
Explosive drop kicks. We told you that Sawyer was a great drop kicker. There is no question about it. And Sawyer, bad fall.
Another high-risk maneuver, Paul.
Yes.
Another high-risk maneuver, and it backfired on the young man.
Well, it's one thing to fall flat, and it's another thing to fall where you hit one end at a time, because you can break a 2x4 by letting it fall that way, and you can break a back, too. And that same belly whopper, for sure.
That reverse suplex, and that's all.
The first win in this historic tournament, Jim Ross.
It certainly is, and Jack Victory advances on. He'll go against the winner of the Kamala Sting match later in the tournament, but a victory for Jack Victory.
We'll return in just a moment.